exciting opening bit where I walk over here and get my water because I realized I forgot it. So you'll hear me moving a bit. There we go. But that's okay. Because the first about minute of the stream is always me waiting to make sure everything is actually working anyhow. So not like we missed much. Okay, let's see. So we are showing live. Let's do our double check. I'm going to try to get this. Okay, there it is. I'm trying to get this all down. I'm starting to work out what's going on, I think. All right, so let's do this. And we'll switch this to live. For some reason, it's the live chat thing is what throws the YouTube stuff off. I don't know why. Oh, I see they updated that. Okay, come on. There it goes. So I have to switch the YouTube stuff to live chat for it to work, which is bonkers, but it does work. Okay. So now I click this to generate the dock. There it is. I just drop these down. Now we come to here and we're going to go, not that you're going to see this right away, but I need to switch this to, hold on, that. I believe that is the correct one, and we're going to find out by doing this. So first we'll say test Twitch, and I see it, and it shows up in my, well, yeah, I guess that's okay. I don't care about that. All right, now let's do, this is test YT1. Okay, test YT1 shows up. And now we'll do test YT2. Now the only weird part about that is, oh, I know why. I know why. Hold on. Test YT2. Okay, hold on. Bang. Let's see. Yes. Okay. So everything is showing up. This looks good. I'm just looking at, I think I finally figured out the secret to this stuff. Amazingly. Only took me, you know, how long, but whatever. Whatever. It's working. It's working, so I'm not going to say nothing because it's working. All right, so now I just have to get my reflector window to show up properly, which is just a matter of checking this box. There it is. And there it is. So everything appears, shockingly, to be working. I see everything. Okay. All right. Let me just post in all the places I need to post, and we will be ready to go now that I actually have the chat window working, which is a miracle on its own. Okay, so we're going to click this, and we'll say next, and we will click this and this. Honestly, the Instagram part is the longest bit because it takes so long, for some reason, for it to post things. I really don't know why. Everything else I've got ready to go. So all I have to do is click enter a whole bunch of times. But that's easy to do. And because I pre-prepped this one ahead of time. Because, you know, I'm starting to kind of get the hang of this. How many streams in? All right, we can close Discord now. And while I wait for Instagram to finish posting, which I don't know why. Oh yeah, now live on your stream. Thank you. Really should have been 2 of those, though, shouldn't it? No, doesn't matter. I'm not going to worry about it. I know it's live. I can see it, so I know it's working. So I just need to copy this right here. Copy. And go to Blue Sky. And paste. And I gotta wait. Oh, wow. Wow. Instagram was fast tonight. That's amazing. Instagram usually takes a good, like, 3 minutes. I don't know why. I'm not posting anything that intricate, I never think, but I guess it goes to show that what do I know. All right, so got that there. And let's see. Okay. All right. So do this, and we will. I don't care about any of this crap. Okay. Repost. And repost. All right. Done. Close that. That's already on silent. Instagram appears to have posted. Yeah, I see the thing right there, so it's clearly working. Okay, I can close this now. All right, so we are ready to go. Let's go ahead and play the little opening bit. I see there's a viewer. Hello, viewer, wherever you are. Thank you for stopping by. And we'll do that. Oh, well, okay, that was my fault. I didn't let it go away by itself. All right, I'm gonna move my keyboard before I accidentally click something that kills this whole thing, since I've got it going smoothly. So we're gonna do, so slight story behind, actually, let me get a drink of water first. And I'll tell you exactly how we got to where we are here. Hold on. So, yesterday, somehow, I forgot the password to my iPad. Now, it's a password I type virtually every day, and yet Apple kept insisting that I forgot it. Now, I'm not going to say that they're wrong. I don't know. But what's interesting, so I finally just got frustrated and said, fine, wipe the iPad. Just wipe it out, because you can then just reset it. Because fortunately for me, oh, I have to do a crop. There we are. Fortunately for me, I have my iPad backing up to the cloud. So I really was like, okay, fine, just wipe it out. And the only thing I lost was this image. So some background on this image. This image is, I did this a little while, oh, I have to group these. I did this illustration a little while ago for a drawing that I did for the host of the Twit Network, Leo Laporte. I was doing this gag image of him, or well, he was a little part of a larger image that was based on the New Yorker. The New Yorker has a little mascot that's this guy with a top hat and a monocle or whatever. So I did a riff on that particular illustration of Leo Laporte. So he, instead of a monocle, he's got headphones and a microphone because he's a podcaster. I did this little thing, and I've always kind of liked it, and it was really only ever used in this little gag image. And so recently they had to shut down, well, I shouldn't say had to, they made the decision. I think they probably could have figured out how to keep it running, but it really didn't make sense. They had a studio in Petaluma, which is a few hours from where I live. And I actually was there, wow, when was that? Was that April? I guess it was April. One of the last shows that they did, actually, where they had a live audience. I think I was the second last live audience, which is funny because I was at one of the final episodes of the Screensavers when it was on Tech TV before Leo left. I went to, I believe, 2 different tapings at the Brick House that they had in Petaluma, which is a larger studio before they downsized to the East Side studio. So I've been in almost every location where you could go as an audience member and see Leo Laporte doing his tech shows. So I went to that, and now he's doing it. They've set up an attic studio, more or less. And, oops, let me do a layer here. And there's a, what's the word for it? There is a, actually I could show it to you, really. It's, here it is. This, actually, you know what I'm going to do is, I'm going to do something different than that. Hold on, let me get back to this. Let me do, add, insert photo. Hold on a minute. I don't think there's anything of a personal nature on this iPad that I wouldn't want anybody seeing, but on the off chance there is, it's always good to be careful. Oh, well, I just realized I didn't, hold on. Do that. And do a copy. Okay, come back here. Come back to here. I mean, I really, that was one of the things that made it easy to wipe the iPad is I don't really store anything on it. Paste. There we go. All right. Sorry, let me turn this back off. Okay. Boom. There we go. So this is what do you call it? This is some lettering from a custom sign that he has had, still has, that he uses. So I'm going to make, and I'm going to physically draw. So this is really going to become a template. Now, I'm terrible at lettering by hand. I'm awful at it. There are some people who are just amazing at it. I'm not. So I had done this already and done a complete illustration, and that got wiped out when I lost the iPad, so I have to redo this, which may not be the worst thing in the world because I didn't exactly do it intelligently the first time. So It's probably better that I have to redo this. But I lost that lettering, so I'm going to redo this thing the whole way. Okay. I don't know that I need something. I don't need that thick a line. I just need guidelines here. Let's turn this off. But I'm going to try to do them in that sort of 60s, 70s kind of San Francisco lettering style, which is what that Right on the Air thing is from. I mean, that was a custom thing that somebody made, which is very, very kind of hippie times type of thing. Which I mean, normally that's not my type of thing, but I do admire somebody who can do good hand lettering. So, you know. All right, so let's see. Get this all right, there's that circle is even. Let's do another one. Okay, and we're gonna bring this down because this is gonna be essentially my what's the word for it? My guideline or my guide track for the lettering I'm going to attempt to do, which is going to say, I did it already, basically across the top part. So here, I'll show you. So across here, it's going to say live from the attic, and then down here, it's going to say twit.tv. And I'm going to try to do it in the style of that other lettering. And then, you know, his image will be in the center. And my plan is to actually draw this physically and send it to him because, you know, I don't think it was an easy decision for anybody involved, especially I think for Leo, and I can't speak for him, but based on some of the things he said, I think, and this makes sense if you think about it, that, you know, he's been a broadcaster his whole life. And so the idea of not being in a studio, I think he's kind of had a tough time with. So, you know, I mean, I think he's, hold on a minute, I just heard a noise. So I want to make sure. Let's see what that was. Oh, never mind. That was just my dog. I just heard a weird noise. It was my dog laying down and her nails clipped the floor. Just making sure nothing broke. That's all. Anyway, as I was saying. So I think he's adjusted to it. And I think he's having a good time with it as well. Hey, Timber Dragons, how you doing? Oh, look, your stuff shows up. Look, it's working. It's working. See, I got it this time. It's actually working. So now people can actually see it on the stream and not just me. I finally think I've got it figured out. It's a couple of extra steps, but I think I've got it worked out. So good. That's great. That's great. I'm glad that we can see that because that was the goal, was to actually have it seen. So yeah, I think he's adjusting to it pretty well. I think he's starting to have some fun with it, but I know at the same time, when you're somebody whose entire career has largely been based in a studio of some kind, large, small. Yes, it is working. I'm amazed. I got it to work. Then you can understand why it can be a bit of an adjustment to go from that to, you know, a small. And I think he also really liked having people that he was talking to directly, you know, one-to-one in the studio. And, you know, that's not something that I think he had said that legally, because it's now a home studio, he can't do it. So it's an adjustment. So I thought, you know, I'll give him this little piece of custom. Hey, wow, look at this. Everything's working. Wow, we've got YouTube stuff showing up, Twitch stuff showing up. It's almost like I figured out how to make something work. Amazing. Amazing. Not to mention, obviously, well, I hope this means that the alert system for this thing is working, because let me tell you something. At least for YouTube, Twitch I've had pretty good luck with, but boy, YouTube alerts for people doing live streams are not always that great. So I'm happy that it appears to be working. That's fantastic, because it doesn't always seem to work. Yeah, okay. You know what I'm going to do is I'm going to extend this jacket down a little bit further than I originally had. Do that. So yes, I had this whole thing done and ready to print out to use it as a stenciled template, and then it got blown away when I had to blow away the iPad. So not a huge deal. It was just something that happened. I actually am very happy that I was able to even recover the iPad, because I only turned on, as stupid as this is going to sound, and it is, let me tell you something, backing up your stuff is really important. Oh, and I've got the longer delay now too, so the text will stay up longer, which is good because I hadn't tried that yet. Okay, yeah, it's just fading now. That's good. That's a good amount of time. Just in case I don't see it, because I might not. But I had only turned on the backups for... Actually, you know what? That shouldn't look like that. This should come in... Actually, that was kind of good where it was. I only enabled the iPad backups maybe a week ago. The chat messages aren't going away every time. No, I extended it. It's not 2 seconds. It's more like 2 minutes because right now there's not that many people who show up. If it starts getting really crowded, I might adjust it, but right now it is 2 minutes. And that's because a lot of times during the stream, I'm going to be looking down. So this way, although it does persist up there, I'll mess with it a little bit. It might be too long right now, but I'm okay with that. It's fine. Because I think it's 2 minutes at the moment. I think it's every 2 minutes. So that's okay. I don't mind if it's a little long right now. It's not going to hurt anything. If it gets to be annoying or there's lots of people showing up, then I'll adjust it, but I don't think it's going to be a problem in the near future. So... yeah, so I had only just enabled the iPad backups for this maybe within the last week. So it's a good thing I did because I ended up needing it. But again, good lesson. Back your stuff up because you never know. I really don't know how I could possibly have forgotten the password for this thing. I really don't because I like I said, I use this thing every day. But Apple insisted I forgot. So I finally just got to the point I went, okay, fine. You guys keep saying I don't know my password. Wipe the iPad and let's start over. And honestly, I was legitimately... When will I go live again? I generally do the streams on Tuesdays and Thursdays. I ended up doing Monday of this week because I had this big chunk of time free. And I figured, well... if you have the time free, do it when you have the time. But generally, I have been aiming for Tuesdays and Thursdays around, let's see, on Tuesdays, that schedule might change a little bit. It's probably going to end up being around 5:30 or so Pacific time, 5:30 to 6:30 in there. Thursdays are generally going to be around this time, so figure 6:30 p.m. Pacific. That generally works out. So that's the plan. And like I said, there may be occasions where I have big blocks of time, and I may just go live, which if the alerts are working, you'll see them. But generally Tuesdays, Thursdays. That's what I'm aiming to be relatively consistent. Now, even if I don't necessarily stick to that, I always try to get one or the other day. So if I don't necessarily hit Tuesday, Thursday, I will hit Tuesday or Thursday. I'm trying that way... because I know what it's like when people think, okay, I know what days you're going to be on, then you don't show up. I don't like doing that because it throws me off when people do it too. So I'm trying not to do that. Let's shrink this down a little bit or lighten it up so I can see where my lines are. So that is the general plan. I know there's a place on, I don't think, does YouTube let you put what your schedule is? I know Twitch does, and I think I have it there, although I have to go look at it because I probably haven't reviewed it in a while, to be honest. Probably haven't. So I probably should go do that. But I don't know if YouTube does that. I don't know if it really has it that way. Okay, so now comes the tough part, which is trying to do these letters. Because like I said, I am not good at hand lettering. And I'm just not. It's just the reality is this is not my thing. But sometimes it is fun to try to push yourself a bit. And that's what I'm going to try to do. So let's do perspective. Oh, hold on. I need to do the grid first so I can get the center point. So we want a 2D grid. We're going to do a brand new layer right there. Let's see. Every single stream I go to, it feels like they're in just completely different time zones. They're like 5 hours off from ours. Yeah, I mean, that's honestly, that is one of the biggest problems with trying to do live stuff. It's why, to be honest, this is why I post all these streams on the YouTube channel afterwards, is because, you know, it's tough to do different time zones. It really is. You can't possibly be able to do time zones in a way where everybody's going to be able to see. I've never been able to do it. It's just not, I mean, unless you stream all the time, which I don't. I'll just tell you, I don't. if you're doing nothing but streaming, well, that's a different story. You know, there are people who do live streams for hours and hours and hours and hours. Now, that's never, ever, ever going to be me. Because of 2 reasons. One, I don't think I have enough stuff. I could not draw for hours. And there's really not much else I'm going to be able to give you on a live stream. So, that's never going to happen. Number one, let me turn this off so I can center point this stuff. So, yeah, without being able to commit to a almost 24/7 stream, which again, I don't think most people are realistically going to do. There we go. The reason I'm doing that, you'll see why I've got that cross there in a second. That's so that I can center the perspective line right there. Or almost. Hold on. It's always tricky. There we go. Okay, and I'm doing that so that I can do this and punch that thickness way up, and that's what's going to allow me. It is 9:42. Oh, okay, yeah. So East Coast time. Yeah, that's actually pretty good. Hold on, I have to cough. I just realized I don't want to cough from the mic. There we go. Yeah, I would love to, if there was some way to bend time and space so that it could always be at the same time. Wow. Jeez, the dogs behind our house are going crazy, but they always do. That doesn't mean anything's wrong. They just go crazy at each other. Sometimes they just bark at each other. I wish I had a way to be able to accommodate all the time zones. I think most people who do this type of stuff would love to be able to do that, but it's very tough. You know, it's very tough. So I wish I had a solution for that, but I really don't. Okay, so, all right. We're going to do this one word at a time. Okay, I'm going to leave this up just as kind of a inspiration point. So I'm trying to do this type of lettering for I don't know, what do you want to call it? Like a sign or something that I'm going to send. I'm going to actually do a physical version of it for a podcaster that I'm a big fan of, and I'm going to send it to him because he just had to close his actual studio and move into what he's calling the attic studio. So I'm just doing this because I thought it'd be fun because he likes this lettering, this type of thing. And it's also a nice exercise for me because I don't do this type of lettering. I don't do hand lettering very much at all. So what I'm going to be doing is actually, you know what? That's a good idea. Let me do a basic idea of, so LIVE space FROM space THE space ATTIC. That's pretty good. Okay, spacing would be pretty good on that. So what I'm going to be writing is live from the attic within this kind of basic framework. So I'm going to leave those dots there just so I can see them. I'm going to bring this back just as a kind of ghostly sort of starting point. And I'm going to follow, let me drop these down a little bit too. I'm going to follow these circles, that's not that, as kind of my guide to keep everything angled correctly, and you'll see what I mean. All right, here we go. This is going to be interesting. So we're going to start with the L. L was tricky. I remember last time I had some issues with the L because I wanted to... L can look... Doing this type of thing with an L... I already messed it up. Yeah, I already didn't do what I need to do there. This is what I mean. This is why it's tough. Doing an L is hard because you can very easily make it look like a G, which I'm going to try to avoid. But see, I need those lines there to get the angles right. So an L is going to look like this. Have it come up. Nope, that's kind of looking like a G. All right, let me think about this. An L. The delay is driving me crazy. Yeah, I don't know what's causing that. I really don't. Wait, I want to make sure my screen's okay. Yeah, I don't know what... I don't know where that delay's coming from. Because when I type stuff to YouTube myself directly, it comes up pretty quick. So I don't... In fact, I can show you. So I'm going to type in right here. Let me get the keyboard. Test 3. Now I'm going to hit enter. Enter. See? Shows right up. So I don't know. It's odd. I don't know what's causing that. Because it shows up, I mean, what I type shows up within, I don't know, 5 seconds, which is pretty good. Okay, so let's see. So L. Oh, I think I, you know what? Maybe I got it. Hold on, let's see. Let's try this. Like I said, I'm not good at this. I will freely admit I am not good at hand lettering, but I'm trying it because it's a good exercise. You know what probably the problem is? This is the problem, or part of it. I'm making this part too long on the top. So that's what's making it look like a G. This has to be shorter. Then drop down, and then angle this kind of like that, and then bring it down like that. Yep, that looks like an L. Kept looking like a G because I was making the top come out too far, because otherwise, you know, well, a G looks like that. Well, then, you know, whereas an L looks like that. So you can't have it stretch out that far. Simple things. Simple things. All right, now we're going to do the I. And I do like the idea of doing this I like this, just a big, like, lava lamp type of shape, like that. Okay, well, except that looks like a slug. So let's try making it like an upside down pear. Let's see what that looks like. Well, okay. I gotta round the bottom. So let's do the bottom first. Let's get the bottom there. There we are. Have it come up. Kind of swoop in. Come around. And then swoop back down. There. Doesn't have to be a very complicated shape. Just something like that. Although, nope. Okay. Nope. I do actually want to have this angled because I need to have the V come in. So let's have the I do this and slope in like that. That way I can do a big V. I can have the V come up into that area, come down, and then go like that. Swoop around and come down. Oh yeah, that looks like a V. Okay. Hey Talia, how you doing? Welcome. Wow, 3 people. This is like a high number for me. That's amazing. You know what? I was listening to somebody today who was talking about their frustration on YouTube for not being able to hit 5,000 subscribers. And I'm sitting here going, on my YouTube channel, I'll be thrilled when I hit 150. I mean, don't get me wrong. He's a completely different person with a much bigger fan base than I have, and he does way more to promo it, but still, I'm just sitting there going, 5,000? I can't even imagine 5,000 at this point. I'm thrilled that there's 150 on one channel and 38 or whatever on the other. It's fine with me. I'm just sitting there going, 5,000? I can't even imagine that. I really can't. Okay, so let's do the E now. So we'll come down with the E. E's pretty easy. I mean, you just have to basically make the shape like that. Okay, so that's the one thing. Now we'll make it, we're doing all these words on separate layers. Talia, what I'm doing is I'm doing a sign. So I've got this part already. I'm basically drawing a template that I'm going to print out and then physically draw. I'm making an on-air sign for a podcaster that I have followed for, oh boy, well, this is going to age me. Let's see. I have followed Leo Laporte for at least 22 years, probably more like 25. And, oh, well, that's great, Timber. That's wonderful. You know what? Honestly, I started out with 0, and it's just slowly moved along. And so that's great if you got 100. That's fantastic. It really is. I mean, having anybody that subscribes to you is something. So people get real hung up on those numbers. I never do. I just don't. I don't think anybody should. But when you get people, I don't like that E now. When you do get people that show up, that's fantastic. So I'm very happy for you. Like I said, I'm thrilled I got 150 almost on the one channel. So Talia, yeah, I'm drawing this, and I'm going to physically draw it and then send it to him because he just had to close his studio that It's actually the second studio he's had to close, just because. I mean, part of it is that podcasting has had a advertising problem happening for a while, where the advertising just has gone away, and that he's very similar to the other one. So I guess that means I should just shut up and accept it. And it just didn't really make sense for the studio to stay open, but. So now he's got what he's calling his attic studio. So I'm just making this sign because this thing back here, this red one, this sign he's actually got. Oh, well, that's nice of you, Timber. I mean, you know what? At some point, oops, wrong thing. At some point, maybe I'll get to 1,000. That's fine. Like I said, I'm not hung up on numbers. I don't care if there's only the 3 of you people watching, or if there's only one person, whatever. Because there's some people who, the sad thing is that there's people who will never even try to do any streaming, and they'll never have anybody watching them. And, you know, nearing 20 subs, so I still have fun. See, yes, you're right. What is important is you have to have a good time with what you're doing. That's what I mean about the numbers aren't really important. Somebody shows up to watch what you're doing and they stick around. Even if you only have one person, you are doing something for that person. So many creators wish they could reach anybody. And some people never even try. They get beaten down by it. They never give it a shot. So numbers aren't important. If you have people that show up and they enjoy what you do, that is all that matters. Talia, I'm a graffiti artist in the book and 10-year-old. Well, you know what? Graffiti art is awesome. I've never been able to do it. I know people who can do it. And just, you know, be careful with your spray paint and stuff if that's what you're doing. I'll just warn you, because a lot of places they're not so friendly about that. But that's great. That's great. I've always liked graffiti art. I always like kind of when people do stuff on walls in different places. And luckily there's a lot of cities now will actually let you do it. They'll actually pay you to do it, or let you do it legally, which is great. That wasn't the case when I was younger. There was almost no place where you could legally do graffiti art. So that's awesome. Keep doing it, because it's a really neat art that a lot of people appreciate a lot. So keep doing it, because why not? Like I said, it's not. I think a lot of people think it's easy. Let me tell you something. It is not easy, because I've seen people who do it, and the people who are really good at it are really good at it. Well, that's okay. You start in books, and then you can move out of that. You can actually do it on bigger canvases, on walls and stuff. Like I said, because a lot of places now, they actually want people to do that stuff to kind of make the towns and the cities look, you know, a little brighter. Because, you know, there's lots of places where it's just empty walls. And fortunately, a lot of cities and towns now are recognizing that just having empty walls isn't that great, so why not have artists do art on them? So you start off in books now, but you know what? You don't know where it's going to lead. That's the great part about art, is it always starts in a book, and that goes somewhere else. So you never know. Today it's a book. 10 years from now, who knows? Or maybe you'll be doing a stream like this, and they'll have some kind of technology that lets you do graffiti art, you know, where you could actually have instead of an Apple. I mean, you could do spray paint with an Apple Pencil, but who knows? I mean, there's so much cool stuff that they're working on that who knows what it'll look like. All right, so now let's see. Oh, we're gonna do lowercase for these letters. I guess I could do lowercase for the whole thing. That would be interesting if I did lowercase for everything, for from and the. Let's try that. Just out of curiosity, let's do one more layer. Let's turn this off. Let me try something. I'm just kind of curious what this is going to look like. So let's do. This is just me trying to do like a lowercase f in this style instead of an uppercase R. That is a weird looking F. You can absolutely give me a tip on graffiti, because I'm no good at it, so I will take any advice. I will absolutely take advice on it, because I am not good at it. I mean, this isn't really graffiti, but It's the same difference. Still trying to make letters out of something. Okay, I like this better because I'm going to angle this F down like that. Okay, that I like. Yeah, that I'm okay with. I like that F. It's a little weird looking, but that actually is kind of the point with this type of stuff. Is with this kind of lettering, it's, you know, it's not block lettering. It should look a little weird. So this will be an R. See, and that R looks kind of like it's related to the F. So that's good. All right, now I need an O. And it's okay if this goes out of these lines a little bit. It doesn't have to be perfectly inside these. I can adjust that after the fact. Yep, okay. And then let's make the M kind of bend around. And then jump down. Now that looks like an N right now, but that's where you do this. Now it's an M. Okay. Yeah, I'm all right with that. Okay, actually, no, that M is too big. I don't want the M to be quite that big, so let's do this. Let's just minimize that M a little bit. Same basic idea, but just a little bit smaller. So it doesn't look like it's towering over the other letters so much. There we go. Okay, so live from. Now we need a T, which I'm going to make very similar to that F. So we'll start down here. Same thing with the angle, but of course now I just need that. Punch that out there, and then bring that out like that. Yep, that's the T. I forget if I asked you this already, but I'm asking every artist this. What tastes better, nuclear bomb or copyright strike? It looks like a small elephant. Oh yeah, it does kind of. Yeah, it does look like a little elephant. Huh. Well, that's a nice side effect. I don't mind that. This, you know, that's what I like about doing this kind of weird lettering is people see whatever they see in it. So what tastes better, nuclear bomb or copyright strike? I'm going to go with nuclear bomb. That's an easy one for me. Nuclear stuff always interests me. Chernobyl and nuclear weapons and all that stuff. It's always been really fascinating to me. All that stuff. Because it just has. Okay. Whoop. Wow, I hate that H. Okay, so that's, let me think about how I want to do the H. Actually, there's an H. Yeah, see, that, I don't exactly love that. You see that red H? That's the one from this. No, I didn't do that. That was from some professional artist. So there's a YouTuber that's name is, I don't know how you're supposed to pronounce that, but he does graffiti and so good. He was made the graffiti artist, so I recommend him. I'll look him up. Like I said, I like graffiti artists. I think graffiti artists are really, really underrated. I don't think they get the respect that they deserve because, man, it's not easy. Okay, I think this H is better. Okay. You know what? I think it's because it's going against that line. Let me try something. Let me try this coming straight up. Do that. Come down. Yeah, I think that's what it was. I think it was bugging me that it wasn't going along the line. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Because, I mean, look at this H back here. I mean, that's a really weird H. So, I have to remember, this is supposed to be kind of weird looking. It's just that my instinct is to make letters look orderly. But they really shouldn't be for this. So, E is pretty easy when you're doing lowercase, I have to admit. That's pretty simple. Oh, wait. Did I just... Yep, I sure did. I forgot I have to separate these words. So hold on a minute. Let me turn this off. Because I'm going to have to rotate some of this stuff. I already know that. So let me just do this really quick. Because I forgot to go to a new layer. There we go. And then on this one, I have to get rid of the. Whoop, like that. And now we have them on separate layers. Perfect. Okay. So let me do a new layer. Okay. And now we'll do attic. Now, A's are tricky. See this A down here? See, that's a really weird A. And that's, again, I didn't do that. This was somebody who had done this professional lettering. I don't know that I want to do my A like that. But at the same time, well, let's see if we can do a little bit of a mixture of it. So we'll do this. And we'll have it flare out that side. Come in, flare out like that. Bring it up, and we'll just do a slight bit of it. I'm good with that. I like that, which it's rare that I hit one on the first try that I like, but I like that. Okay, so we're good. And now the nice part is the T's, because of how T's are, I can kind of bend those how I want them. So let's put a T right here. And we'll just do something like that where it's going to bend a bit and come back. Okay, there we are. And then I'm going to do another T, and I'm going to try, this is the trick, to have the other T. I'm not going to just duplicate it and flip it, which I could do, and that would accomplish what I'm trying to do. But I'd rather do it, if I'm going to do these by hand, I want to do them by hand. So we're going to do this. We're going to try to go the opposite way, but the same idea, where this bends towards this, and comes back. There we are. Yep. That's what I was actually trying to do, was have them bending towards each other, but not just replicate it. Does it block certain words? Well, I don't think I turned the filter on, so my guess is it doesn't. But I'm not going to test it, so I may. I don't think I have this stream set as okay for kids, but it's probably not the worst idea to block it. I don't know if it... Let me take a look. Hold on, I'll tell you in a second. Let me take a look at the settings. Let's see. Let's look in visibility really quick. Hide avatars. Hide all stream events. Filter out... Well, it says filter out messages with bad karma. I don't know how it measures that. But my guess is that's what it means. Probably. I don't know. It doesn't indicate anything, so I don't know. But my guess is it's not blocking anything right now. So, hey, look, if I have somebody who starts doing stuff and I don't like it, I'm just going to boot them. That's easy. It blocked 2 of your chats. Oh! Interesting. Were there curse words in them? Because I don't have anything being blocked. So unless... Oh, you know what? Maybe because... Maybe because if there's somebody in the stream that's watching that's underage, I don't know if YouTube does that. I'm not blocking any words that I know of. I'll say that. But I don't know what YouTube and Twitch do automatically. So it's possible the system is blocking something. If that's the case, it's not for me, but I don't know if it is. I just said some of the letters look like different animals than the ones. Really? That's weird. Huh. I don't know why it would block that. Yeah, I don't know why it would block that. I'm not blocking any words that I know of. So unless the system, and hey, I'm not the biggest fan of YouTube's way of doing things on a lot of stuff, so it's very possible that their algorithm is blocking stuff it shouldn't be. That would not exactly shock me, because I don't think YouTube and Google do things correctly all the time. So they could be erroneously blocking something. Okay, this is going to be a really weird looking C. Okay, yeah, that can't work that way. What I got to do is I got to redo the I. But as far as I know, I'm not blocking anything. There we go. Do that as the I, and then I can make a more traditional C. Go for it. Go crazy with the emojis. Not going to bother me at all. Go nuts. Okay, hold on. Let me do this. Have a good time. Okay, that's a really weird C. In fact, I don't like it. I gotta make it. I think I have to make it rounder. Which is fine because this is the last letter, so I can make it rounder and it's not gonna hurt anything. There we go. Yeah, that I like. Okay, live from the attic. Yeah. I'm going to have to move the a little bit, but that's okay. It's not terrible. Actually, no, I don't. I just have to rotate the whole thing a bit because... Okay, I'm not going to use that F. Let's group that, and then we'll just do a slight rotate so that it's even. So like that. Okay, and then move it over so it lines up. And there we are. That looks even. Oh, nice. That's a face. Very good. I like it. All right, so down here, where are my dots? There they are. So down here, we have to put, it would be twit.tv. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, well, if it's 7, then it's got, oh, but it's not. Interesting. Actually, that's fine. I can rotate it after the fact. Okay. So let's do a new layer, and these are all going to be lowercase. No, they're not. No, they're not. Only the .tv part is going to be lowercase. So we'll do this. And we'll give this T can be nice and even because it's the first letter. There we are. T. Wow. So let's see. Is that... Wow, geez. Wait a minute. Whoa, it looks different on the two different screens. So on my one screen, it showed horses, not cats. But on here, it shows... Or foxes. Are those foxes? I can't tell what the other things are. Foxes? Are those... Huh. I see lipstick. Lips. Face. Is that an arm, a skull, and a crying? Wow. Yeah, they look different on the two different screens. So inside of Streamlabs, they look different than they do there. Huh. Interesting. Yeah, I guess that's the renderer. All right, W. Now, W is going to be tricky. So let's see. How are we going to do the W? I think with the W, I'm going to do it like this. No, I don't like that. I think with the W, maybe I have to do it like this. Have it come in, go like that, go like that. This is interesting. Oh yeah, you know what? Geez, I kind of like that. All right, that came out all right. Now we'll do an I. I is pretty easy. Okay. Oh, that's a wolf. Yeah, that's interesting because on the... Oh, it's a... Okay, I see what it is. So what you're seeing, it's a forward-facing wolf. On the Streamlabs multi-stream panel, it's facing to the left. And so it looks, because it's so small, like a horse. But now that I look at it closely, I can see that it's actually, yeah, wolf turned sideways. So on here, I'll show you. So on the little thing that I'm looking at, this is all I'm seeing is like this. So at first I thought, oh, it's a horse. You know? But it's not, it's a wolf. Because on the one you're seeing, of course, it's facing forward. So that's why. That's why I thought it was a horse. Or I didn't know what it was at first. Okay, so then we need a... I did put this on some layer, right? Let's do that. We'll make this a perfect circle because we can make this a perfect circle. It's just a dot. It's literally a dot. Okay. And then the other two letters will be lowercase. So we'll do a lowercase t. Very similar to what we did on the top there. We'll do this. Actually, wait a minute. Let me look at the one on top. Okay. Oh. Wow, I just realized something I did wrong up there. Huh. Okay, hold on a minute. Let's fix this. Hold on. I just realized something I don't like about this. I like the top part. I don't like the bottom part. So what I should have done is this, and then have it come like this. That is a better T than this one is. Or you know what? You know what? That one's fine for up there. I'll move this down. This can come down here. You know, it doesn't have to be the exact same T in both things. So this can come down here. Why not? I can just adjust it to be down here. It doesn't have to be the exact same thing. It can be... There we go. Yeah, that's all right. Popcorn... Well, that one didn't come out right. I think because the two colons are too close. Oh, no, yeah, it did. Look at that. Whoa. So on the thing you're seeing, it's right. On my screen, it says popcorn, yellow striped smile, elbow cough. Wow. Boy, these things are weird. Okay. Hey, as long as you can see the right thing, that's all that matters. All right, so this needs to come up here, and this is empty, isn't it? Yeah, it is. All right, so let's do the V. So for a V, that's very easy. Do that. Oh. Okay. I forgot a letter. Okay. It's a good thing these are all in different things. Yeah, I completely forgot a T. So, actually what I'll do is... that was really dumb. I forgot to put the T here. It's supposed to be twit, not twy. Oh boy. Well, at least I noticed. Alright, let's do this. That's why you do things on different layers, everybody. So that when you do dumb things like that, you notice it. And you can fix it. There we go. Now that's what it's supposed to say. So now we got to move the dot, because that's in the wrong spot. Luckily, I don't really have to rotate that very much, because it's a circle. So that makes it easy. And this, we have to move and rotate. But that's okay, too. Not a big deal. All right. I'll put that like that. All right, so... Okay, let's turn that off. Let's turn off the guide. And let's turn on the character. And we're going to turn off that. And we're going to turn off that. So basically, that is... pretty much exactly what I want it to be. All I have to do now is group these, and I do have to... Let's go ahead and... This circle's going to stay. We're going to move this circle down into here. And we're going to make this a little bit smaller so that it's not touching the letters. So basically, where's the center point? There's the center. There's the center. So that's now centered, which means the letters aren't. So I'll fix that. So this needs to move up to right about, I'm going to say that much space is good. And this one is pretty close, but I want to move it just a touch up, just a bit. Maybe like that. That looks good. Okay. I think that's how I want it to be. Yeah. I think I'm good with that. Although... the elephant M doesn't feel like an M enough. So let's go and fix that. Let's get the... Whoa, no. I just need the small brush. I just want to make it more... obvious that it's an M because I bent this in a little too much, which is easy to fix. It's not a problem. Just gonna erase and erase this, and let's see. Okay, hold on a minute. Let's do this. I'm gonna have this come up, and do that, come up and angle down. Yeah, that's a better M. Everything else is how I think I want it. Yeah. Yeah, I might do something... Huh. Sorry, I'm just kind of like thinking in my head for a minute. Maybe I'll do... What time? What are we at? We're at 54 minutes. Okay. Hey, Faint Waves! Oh, I'm reading the chat. I can see it. Yeah, no, I can see it. I don't have anything to respond. I like the emoji party. Just want to say thanks for turning me on to the Ascent. Okay, Faint Waves, I'm going to tell you something about the Ascent. It is a great game, but I got to admit, we never finished it because the ending, the difficulty spiked so much that it really annoyed both of us, which I hate because up to that point, I had zero complaints. But just be aware, there is a mighty difficulty spike, that is coming your way, which I'm not the biggest fan of. I wish they had balanced that difficulty a little bit more. Now, that might not bother you. You may not have that problem. Some people didn't have an issue. If not, great. I legitimately, I would be thrilled if you don't, because everything else about that game was so good. But yeah, I mean, it is literally the last level, just really goes off the charts. So now you could probably just turn the difficulty down, and that would probably solve the problem for you. We just both got so annoyed about it. But I'm not sorry I played it, because the soundtrack, the look, all that stuff was so good that I still am glad we played it. Wow, what is all that? Are those roaches and a... Can't tell what that... Oh, it's a ladybug, a snail, a fly, a beetle, another snail, roaches, yeah, okay. Along with a bunch of faces, crying, angry, or swearing, surprised. It's not really crying because there's no tears. And I don't know what the last one is. Is that shocked? Might be. Wow, this is 5 viewers. Unbelievable. This never happens. And of course, I'm going to be ending the stream in like 4 minutes. That's how it goes. That's okay. Sometimes it's just the way it goes. I'm just doing these as like weird kind of side things to make it somewhat psychedelic. So these may not stay in when I do the final version. I don't know. But I'm just kind of playing around with them because, like I said, there's kind of a very 60s feel to this whole thing. So that's what I'm kind of just messing around with here, is just shapes. You know, accent stuff. Yeah, like I said, Faint Waves, I don't want to put you off playing it. Oh, man. Is that 6 viewers? This is unbelievable. I can't believe I got the most viewers I've ever had. Like 3 minutes before the stream. Whoa. Oh, okay. I got it. I got it. It took me a second, but luckily you wrote Among Us there, or I wouldn't have gotten it. But yeah, okay. I see it. I can see it. So yeah. Yeah, the Ascent, though. Bought the soundtrack. Soundtrack's great. Spectacular soundtrack. No doubt about it. Like, that's... My problems with the difficulty spike aside, I cannot complain about that soundtrack because it was really good. Is really good. Shouldn't say was. It didn't stop being good because I stopped playing it. It is really good. Whoa. Oh, I like the ghosts. I assume those last ones are ghosts. I like that. Alright, so do a couple more little shapes here. Oh, yeah, I guess I should have realized that that was going to run into there, so we're going to get rid of this. Because it's running into the letters down there, so we'll just get rid of that. Yeah, there we go. I'm kind of digging that. I think that's going to work. I do need to make... Well, it doesn't matter when I do the actual... Hey, that's okay. Have a good time. Well, I think this is where I want it to be. So that's actually... I managed to do in a single stream the drawing that I wanted to do beginning to end. Yeah, that's it. That's basically what I was aiming for, is hand-lettered around an existing image. So I did it. Amazing. I don't think I've ever done... Well, outside of the squiggle drawings, I don't know that I've ever done a drawing inside of the single stream before. Not like this, anyway. Especially doing something I'm not really good at, which is hand lettering. So that's great. That's great. Yeah, well, I'm glad everybody had an emoji party. I really am. It's amazing. This is the most active this thing has ever been, stream-wise. So I'm glad you're all having a... Whoa. What is that? I mean, is that just colors or is that something? I can't tell. Are those supposed to be really tall clowns? Or am I just seeing that? Because I see clowns on the top. I don't know what that's supposed to be. But like I said, I don't care. You guys can go crazy in here. Not going to bother me any. All right, let me do that. Because this is going to end the stream. So thank you for stopping in. Oh, I like that pattern, actually. Oh, that's interesting. It changed. It didn't look like that a second ago, and it changed. I like that. I like patterns. Patterns are fun. So yeah, thank you for... Like I said, this is... well, when there were 6 people, that was the most people I've ever had simultaneously on the stream. So thank you. And thank you for coming by and doing all the emoji stuff because, hey, I don't mind. Have a good time. That's the point of these streams. You're supposed to have fun. So if you're having a good time, then I'm having a good time. So yeah, on that note, I may do a stream on Saturday. It just depends. It probably won't be early if I am able to do one. It probably won't be that early. It will probably still be later on, but I don't know yet. So if you get the alerts, if the thing's alerting properly, you'll see a notice if I do one. I'm not guaranteeing it, but it might be. Well, thank you, Talia, Timber, Faint Waves, Mr. Balls. I think there were 2 other people at one point. Thank you for coming by. Thanks for hanging out. Yeah, I'm planning to just keep doing these on like Tuesdays, Thursdays, or whatever, a couple times a week. So thank you for coming by. I hope I see you next time. And we'll do more emoji stuff, and I'll try to figure out if what I'm seeing is correct or not, because my eyes are terrible. It's stuff that's small, and everything on the computer screen is small. So thank you for coming by, and anybody who's watching this, if you're watching, good night, Mr. Balls. Thanks for coming by. Whether you're watching this live or later does not matter to me. But now that you're done watching this, however you're watching it, go find somebody else doing something creative, because there's lots of creative people around, and a lot of them are streaming different stuff all the time. And don't stop here, because creativity is good for your mind, your body, and your soul. So get as much of it as you can. And that counts when it comes to putting patterns and emojis. That's being creative. Whatever makes you feel like you're expressing yourself, that's what you want to be doing. So have a great time with it. The point is to have fun. On that note, thanks for being here. And until the next stream, take care.